Hello everyone, welcome to the MedReach Podcast, top-notch talk with healthcare experts by MedReach Knowledge-sharing Forum. I'm your host Roshna. Let me give you a small insight about what is MedReach Knowledge-sharing Forum. We are the only one to focus on healthcare management knowledge sharing. Our forum helps you to connect with healthcare industry experts. This is the right place to share our best practices, queries, and interesting articles related to healthcare field. To share and seek in all the streams of healthcare field, join with us today. Visit http://knowledge.medreach.in. Today we have Mrs. Anusha Venkatesan to share us about the life experiences of biomedical engineering. She is well experienced in the field and she was working as an executive customer interface in Wheecon Instruments and Private Limited. Hi, Mrs. Anusha.
Hi, Roshina.
So glad you joined with us today. Welcome to the MedReach Podcast. So, can we have a quick self introduction?
I've done biomedical engineering, my UG degree in biomedical engineering, and then I have done MBA in health service management. I have worked in the hospital and also with a instrumentation company for quite some time. I do have a little knowledge on what is biomedical engineering and what is background of biomedical engineer and what are the qualities he might be needing. I do have an experience in working with a set of biomedical engineers and guiding them to repair and service the equipment.
Great, that's really nice about you. So, at present, biomedical engineering is, commonly heard course. But then, those days, who inspired or what inspired you to choose the biomedical engineering field?
Yeah, initially, as like everybody passing out of 12th standard would have some passion to do or learn something new. I was very much interested in the healthcare field. I was looking for something that would be different for me and which would make me more, which would inspire me to help the people as well. Uh, and to be frank, I was too much. I didn't want to go too much into the medical field like the doctors, medical professionals. So when I was on the lookout for a course, and that time the biomedical engineering course popped up. That was a time when the course was introduced in many of the colleges, and luckily I just got into one of the top colleges and did my degree in there. It was basically what inspired me is the fascination about the equipment that are being used in the hospital and the various new inventions and the way people could get out of their disease or get diagnosed easily. So that is what inspired me into this field.
Wow, that's really a great justification that you being inspired to take this field. You're absolutely true. Biomedical engineering is the fascinating thing which helps lots of people to get cured. Yeah, so moving on to our next question. We are aware that equipments and appliances of healthcare domain are the part of biomedical engineering. What else does it take it in, Anusha? Can you share with us?
See, biomedical engineering, when everybody looks at it as a course, it just involves for any outsider, it's just medical equipment used in a hospital. Say you have the CT machine, you have the MRI machine, and you have the various BP monitors, etc. So, any tiny equipment is also a biomedical equipment which needs to be maintained. But then, apart from this, there is a lot that is involved in biomedical engineering, starting from the implants that go into the body, that involves a lot of tissue engineering, the biomaterials, and then the other things like the neural networks that involves a lot of programming, like the MATLAB programming, the neural networks, the artificial intelligence, And it is a lot of more of a research oriented subject rather than just a piece of study.
Well, that's really an amazing and a precise insight about your field. So, for taking up this adorable field or for being in this adorable field, what qualities and essentials that make up a good biomed engineer do you think?
See, as I told you, if a biomedical engineer is working for an hospital or servicing an equipment or is working with a biomedical company in making equipment, etc., then that particular engineer would need, I would say that would be a quality of any of the engineer for that matter, not only a biomedical engineer, should be able to communicate exact working of the equipment to the customer and also handle the equipment in the right way and put it back in working condition at a very less time. So you should have a good analytical skill, able to respond timely, a very good knowledge and complete knowledge about the equipment, and also communication skills.
Definitely, yes. For any and all the engineers, this skill is essential as you have told. Do we have any authorizing body for medical equipment quality and standards like the Cosmetics and Drugs Code and FDA?
Definitely, yes. So anything that has to come out, especially in a medical field, would require an accreditation. In that case, with respect to biomedical engineers, there is an international standard organization which does give accreditation depending on the type of the equipment and the type of accreditation needed. For example, an equipment, a medical equipment requires safety, accuracy, and also the quality. So depending on for which accreditation we go, there is an international standard organization that gives accreditation for the quality and the accuracy with which the results are given by the equipment, and most importantly, the safety of the equipment on use on a patient. There are various other regulatory bodies that do play a major role before one medical equipment comes into the market.
Okay, but you mean the basic thing is like
Yeah,
ISO
one of the major
accreditation.
bodies is ISO accreditation.
Okay, well, do you think are we actually in the era where biomedical engineers are fetching jobs of their own kind, Anusha?
The field is actually growing at present. It was back in the time when I just stepped into my colleges. It was not well known, and now it is like it's a booming field because it's in the healthcare industry. When the biomedical engineer passes out of the UG, he would be needed to take up further specializations, which involves many fields like the artificial intelligence, the neural networks, or the biomaterials, etc. There are a huge number of fields in which you can specialize and get out as a biomedical engineer. But then I would say at the present, a person stepping out of the biomedical engineering UG, uh, landing into a very core job is difficult. Though he might get any associated jobs, more of extra, more studies and analysis and more experience is required to exactly step into the field of a biomedical engineering.
Oh, that means a biomed engineer should be specific or he should hold a double degree. He should choose his field wisely, like research and other things. Okay, great. From 10 years now, where do you see the field, Miss Anusha? What is the future of biomedical engineering?
Biomedical engineering, as we all know, it's a part of a healthcare domain, and healthcare is an evergreen field which is growing day by day. So, in considering the biomedical engineering, there in each and every aspect there are many inventions and many discoveries that are coming up with new equipment or new materials that would be patient friendly and that is going to reduce the errors, medical errors, or making the diagnosis easy or making it very quick and by the way of which more patient life can be saved. And this is what is going at present, and it's a very fastly growing field, and in the future it would be a very good.
Superb. So, in this evergreen field, all through your journey, which is your most favorite biomedical equipment, Ms. Anusha? Could you share with us?
It starts from a minor BP monitor to a very big size of an MRI machine, and each equipment is unique of its own, doing its own job in various situations. Like it helps in diagnosis, it helps in treatment, etc. I would say every equipment is fascinating according to me. From the say a blood cell analyzer that analyzes each and every component of a blood, and that gives an output, and the osmometers or the lab equipments that are used in the laboratories, and other equipment like the big machines like the CT or the MRI that do a scanning, the ultrasound that does a massive job in scanning and diagnosing all the irregularities, etc. And there are other equipment like small ECG machines or EEG machines that are also in the hospital, that are also that do perform a very accurate and fascinating way of working. So I would say I don't have anything in favorite as a biomedical equipment to be. I'm fascinated about the entire set of equipment in the industries, and that's what inspired me to get into this field and learn about the equipments. And they are unique on their own, and you cannot say this is a better equipment, that is a better equipment, because something diagnoses your brain disorder and something else is diagnosed your heart disorder, and you cannot say the brain disorder is better and the heart disorder is not. So taking that into consideration, like I would say any biomedical equipment is really a good invention, and as it's going to give a patient a better insight and also help the doctor in various ways.
Your answer was really a lit, Anusha, and that's obviously true. So, yeah, moving forward, what's your favorite book?
My favorite would be something like Abdul Kalam's Wings of Fire. That's a very inspirational book that's my all-time favorite. And I do like other books like the author books of Amish Patel, like The Immortals of Meluha and the series of the Ramayana and the Shiva trilogy series. So these are a few of my inspirational books. And also for time pass, I do read sometimes a couple of Tamil novels as well.
So, thank you so much for sharing us your master pick books. Yeah, we are done with the session, Anusha, and thank you so much. We really, you took us into the journey of your life experiences in biomedical engineering, and this is absolutely a fascinating field, I would say, because all the patients are being cured by this field. So, let's pray for the betterment of the future, and also all the best for you. And we are so glad you came today and joined with us.
Sharing my experience with you after a long time in the field, I was able to bring out my interest, and that was great talking to you. And all the best for your forum to reach high levels. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed the session. Keep gaining knowledge with healthcare industry experts through MedReach Podcast by MedReach Knowledge-sharing Forum. Until the next episode, take care. Bye-bye.